Last Saturday, my friend Greg invited our group over for what he called the creative twist on Charades night. Now, Greg is the kind of guy who once tried to make spaghetti by boiling the noodles in Gatorade, so when he says creative, you know you're in for something. We all showed up, snacks in hand, expecting the usual frantic miming and wild guesses, but Greg had other plans. He announced, with jazz hands, that this time, we'd be playing interpretive dance charades which, as it turns out, is just Greg performing increasingly awkward dances while we try to guess movie titles. At first, we tried to be supportive. Greg started with what he claimed was Titanic. He spun around with his arms outstretched, then slowly sank to the floor while making what I think was supposed to be a wave motion, but looked more like he was swatting invisible mosquitoes. Someone guessed Castaway. Someone else guessed Finding Nemo. Greg just lay on the carpet, panting, and muttered, "No, it's the scene with the iceberg." The only ice we saw was the cold stare from his cat, who clearly regretted living there. Things escalated quickly. Jurassic Park was Greg stomping around with his hands curled like tiny claws, roaring at a potted fern. The Matrix was just Greg dodging imaginary bullets and then doing the worm, which was impressive until he knocked over a lamp. By the time he tried to portray Pulp Fiction, we were all thoroughly confused. He just danced like Uma Thurman for 5 minutes and then sat down, out of breath, looking at us expectantly. The only movie we guessed right all night was The Fast and the Furious, and that's just because Greg tripped over the coffee table, did a full somersault, and crashed into the TV stand. So, moral of the story, next time Greg says he wants to put a spin on game night, I'm bringing a helmet. At least when he finally nailed The Fast and the Furious, we could all agree, he really put the crash in Blockbuster.